Hi, I'm Binh. Welcome to rural Vietnam, where life is simple, nature is beautiful, and every day tells a story. This is the real life of rural Vietnam that I'd love to share with you. Away from the busy cities, life here moves slowly, peacefully, and close to nature. Together, we'll explore beautiful villages, tropical gardens, local food, and everyday moments that make Vietnam so special. Every journey is simple, honest, and filled with stories from daily life. Whether we're walking through quiet villages or enjoying homemade meals, I hope you'll feel the warmth of Vietnamese countryside life. Come with me and experience the beauty of everyday life in rural Vietnam through my eyes. If you enjoy peaceful places and authentic experiences, you're in the right place. Welcome to Vietnam, and welcome to my journey. It's 7:30 in the morning. The sunlight is slowly finding its way through the window. The room is still quiet. Outside, I can already hear birds singing in the trees. I take a deep breath before getting out of bed. There's something comforting about waking up without the sound of traffic or busy streets. Only nature, only peace. Every morning feels like a fresh beginning. Another opportunity to slow down, to be thankful, and to enjoy the simple gift of a new day. I quietly leave my bedroom and walk toward the back of the house. The floor is still cool beneath my feet. The air feels fresh. As I reach the back door, I unlock it and gently push it open. Immediately, the morning light fills the room. Warm golden sunlight shines across the garden. A gentle breeze carries the smell of grass and fresh earth. For a few moments, I simply stand there. Watching the sunrise has become one of my favorite daily habits. No matter how many times I see it, it never feels ordinary. Every sunrise reminds me that life always gives us another chance to begin again. I step outside. The morning air is cool against my skin. Everything feels calm. The world hasn't become busy yet. This quiet hour belongs to nature. Before starting the day, I like to move my body a little. Nothing difficult. Just a few gentle stretches, some deep breaths, a short walk. A little exercise helps wake up both my body and my mind. As I breathe in the fresh air, I can feel today's energy slowly returning. Sometimes happiness isn't something we need to search for. Sometimes, it's simply taking a deep breath in the morning. After exercising, I walk over to my small fish tank. The fish are already swimming toward the surface. I think they know exactly what time breakfast arrives. As I sprinkle food into the water, dozens of tiny mouths quickly gather together. Watching them swim peacefully always makes me smile. There is something relaxing about observing fish. They never seem to hurry. They simply move with the flow. Maybe we could all learn a little from them. Life doesn't always need to be rushed. When the fish have finished eating, I head inside to begin my morning routine. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and prepare myself for another ordinary day. These small routines may seem unimportant, but together, they create the rhythm of everyday life. Before long, I walk toward the front of the house. I unlock the front door. As it slowly opens, the neighborhood begins to reveal itself. The morning has fully arrived. Directly across from my home is a small public park. It's a peaceful place where people come to walk, exercise, and enjoy the fresh air. One of the things I appreciate most is seeing the park come alive every morning. Today, a worker is carefully trimming the grass. He moves slowly and patiently, making sure every corner looks clean and welcoming. It's honest work, quiet work, the kind of work that often goes unnoticed. Nearby, there's also a new house still under construction. The walls are standing, but there's still much to finish. Every day, I watch it slowly take shape, brick by brick. Just like many things in life, the best results don't happen overnight. They grow little by little, step by step. As I stand there, I notice neighbors beginning their own mornings. Some are walking through the park, others are riding bicycles. A few people greet each other with warm smiles. Life here feels simple, but never empty. The little moments are what make this place special. I head back inside and prepare my favorite part of every morning, a pot of hot tea. As the water begins to boil, the familiar sound fills the quiet kitchen. Soon, the gentle aroma of fresh tea leaves spreads through the house. I slowly pour the first cup. Warm steam rises into the morning air. Holding a warm cup of tea always reminds me to slow down, to breathe, to be present. I carry my tea to a quiet place near the window. Beside me is the book I read almost every morning. It's a book about faith, about hope, about living with kindness. Before reading, I bow my head and begin to pray. I thank God for another new day, for good health, for my family, for this peaceful home, and for the opportunity to share my life with all of you. I ask Him to give me wisdom, to guide my steps, to fill my heart with peace, and to help me become a better person each day. When I finish praying, I open my book. I read slowly. Not because I want to finish another chapter, but because I want every word to stay with me throughout the day. These quiet moments help me find balance before the world becomes busy. They remind me of what truly matters: faith, gratitude, kindness, and love. As I finish my tea, I look outside once again. The sun is now shining brightly. The neighborhood is fully awake. A brand new day has begun, and today, I'm grateful that you're here to experience it with me. So, let's continue our journey together and discover more of the peaceful beauty of rural Vietnam. After finishing my quiet morning at home, I get back on my motorbike and continue today's journey. A few minutes later, I arrive at one of the most important landmarks in this area, Phu Van Bridge, located in Hoi An district. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary bridge, but for the people who live here, it means so much more. For many years, crossing this river wasn't always easy. During the rainy season, rising water could make travel difficult and sometimes even dangerous. Getting to school, going to work, visiting family, or transporting farm products often depended on the weather. Everything changed in April 2022. A new and much stronger bridge was officially opened, giving local people a safer and more reliable way to cross the river every day. The bridge is over 214 meters long and 9 meters wide, with 6 spans stretching across the river. The access road is another 357 meters long, making travel smoother and more convenient for everyone. Today, farmers can transport their crops more easily. Children can travel to school safely. Families can visit each other without worrying about seasonal floods. For many people, this bridge is more than a transportation project. It represents connection. Connection between villages, connection between families, and connection to new opportunities. As I slowly ride across the bridge, I can't help but admire the beautiful view around me. The river flows gently beneath. Green fields stretch across both sides of the landscape. Small fishing boats rest quietly along the riverbank. The morning breeze feels fresh as it passes over the water. This is one of those places where modern development blends naturally with the peaceful beauty of rural Vietnam. Life here is still simple. The pace is still slow, but thanks to improvements like this bridge, everyday life has become much easier for the local community. Sometimes, progress doesn't mean changing everything. Sometimes, it simply means helping people live a little better while preserving the peaceful way of life they already love. As I reach the other side of the bridge, my journey continues. There are still many beautiful places to explore. After leaving the bridge behind, I continued riding along a quiet country road. The morning sun was getting warmer, but the fresh air still carried the peaceful feeling of the countryside. As I passed through a small village, I met a friendly local farmer. He greeted me with a warm smile and asked where I was going. After a short conversation, he said, "Would you like to see my papaya garden?" Of course, I couldn't say no. One of the things I love most about traveling through rural Vietnam is that unexpected invitations often lead to unforgettable experiences. So I parked my motorbike beside the road and followed him down a narrow path. The path was surrounded by green trees, small vegetable gardens, and the sounds of birds singing overhead. It only took a few minutes before we arrived. The moment I stepped inside the garden, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Papaya trees stretched out in every direction. They stood tall and healthy under the bright morning sky. But what amazed me most wasn't the number of trees. It was the fruit. Every single tree was covered with papayas. From the very top, all the way down toward the lower part of the trunk, the fruit seemed to grow everywhere. Some were still small and bright green. Others had already turned golden yellow, ready to be harvested. I've seen many papaya trees before, but I've rarely seen a garden where almost every tree was carrying so much fruit. It almost looked as if the trees were too heavy to hold them all. The farmer smiled when he noticed my surprise. He told me that these trees had been carefully looked after for many months. Good soil, plenty of sunshine, enough water, and, most importantly, patience. He explained that growing papayas isn't difficult if you understand what the trees need. Healthy roots, clean soil, and regular care. Like many farmers here, he doesn't see farming as just a job. For him, it's a way of life. Every morning begins here, checking the trees, removing old leaves, watching for insects, making sure each plant stays healthy. The work never really ends. But neither does his passion. As we walked deeper into the garden, he gently picked up one of the larger fruits. It was almost the size of a football. Its smooth skin had already started turning a beautiful shade of yellow. He smiled proudly and said, "This one will be ready very soon." I could see the pride in his eyes, not because the fruit was valuable, but because it was the result of months of hard work. That's something I truly admire about farmers. They invest time today without seeing immediate results. They trust the seasons, they trust nature, and they trust their own hard work. Standing among hundreds of papaya trees, I suddenly realized something. Modern life often teaches us to expect quick results. We want everything instantly, but nature has always worked differently. Nothing grows overnight. Not a tree, not a harvest, and not a meaningful life. The farmer laughed as he showed me another tree. This one carried even more fruit than the last. Some papayas were hanging so close to the ground that I could almost touch them without bending down. Others reached all the way to the top of the tree. It was an incredible sight. Everywhere I looked, there were clusters of green fruit. It almost seemed impossible that a single tree could produce so much. As we continued walking, butterflies drifted quietly between the rows. A gentle breeze moved through the leaves. Sunlight filtered down from above, creating beautiful patterns across the ground. The entire garden felt peaceful. There was no machinery, no loud noise, only birds, the wind, and two people slowly walking through the orchard. Before leaving, the farmer picked a perfectly ripe papaya and handed it to me with a smile. I thanked him sincerely, not only for the fruit, but for sharing a small part of his life with me. Moments like these remind me why I love exploring rural Vietnam. The landscapes are beautiful, but it's the people who make every journey truly unforgettable. Every village has a story. Every farmer has years of experience hidden behind a simple smile. And every garden reflects the care, patience, and hope of the people who nurture it. As I climbed back onto my motorbike, I looked once more at the rows of papaya trees stretching into the distance. I realized I wasn't just leaving a garden behind. I was leaving with another story, another friendship, and another reminder that the richest experiences in life often come from the simplest moments. So let's continue our journey, because I have a feeling today's adventure is only just beginning.
Đường này đi lên cho nó khỏe. Có quay lại đủ không?
Có quay lại cái gì
đủ.
Vô quay một đoạn nữa cho nó có hoa trái.
Vườn.
Bên nhà vườn. Cái đó là chừng nào mình thu hoạch á?
Bữa nay bắt đầu là có thu hoạch rồi cũng được rồi.
À, có nghĩa là mình hái lần mình bán lần hả?
Mình thu xanh á. Cái xanh này. Cái xanh là nó vừa vô.
Cái đây là bên lấy buôn nó buôn lái hay là mình hái xong rồi mình đem
hái chở lên chứ.
Hái chở lên hả?
Chở lên chỗ cầu treo á cho nó thì nói chung là tiền nào của nó à mình nó vô nó hái mình phải cắt giá cho nó. Quả sao? Hoài chỗ đây rồi. Đám này nó nhìn vô mới đẹp đó.
Rồi.
Liễn cái mà.
Đây của cô chị.
Mấy cái lượng nhỏ.
They become the memories we treasure most. Living in the countryside has taught me many valuable lessons. To slow down, to appreciate what I already have, to be grateful for another sunrise, and to find joy in the little things that money can never buy. Every village has its own story, every family has its own traditions, and every road leads to another experience worth discovering. That's exactly why I started this channel. not just to show beautiful places, but to share the everyday life of rural Vietnam through my own eyes. I hope that wherever you are in the world, today's journey brought you a few moments of peace. Maybe it reminded you to slow down. Maybe it reminded you of a place you once called home. Or maybe it simply gave you a quiet break from a busy day. Whatever brought you here, thank you for spending your time with me. Your support means more than you know. If you enjoy discovering the real Vietnam beyond the tourist destinations, I'd be happy to have you join me again. There are still many villages waiting to be explored, many local people with wonderful stories to share, and many peaceful mornings still waiting for us. Until next time, take good care of yourself, stay kind, stay grateful, and never stop finding beauty in the simple things. I'm Binh. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again, here in the peaceful countryside of Vietnam. Goodbye for now.
Về chưa? Về chưa?